Zwom. Doot, 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 doot. BMO.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to another BMO Creative fitness video. This one is about gluten, because gluten seems to be just about everywhere and in everything from bread, pasta, and milk to nutritional supplements and cosmetics. There's lots of buzz around avoiding gluten. But what is gluten? And is it really bad for you? Well, I did some homework that I think you'll be interested in. Let's get right into it. Gluten is a naturally occurring protein found in many grains including wheat, barley, rye, and triticale. Never heard of triticale? Well, that's a man-made product, folks. That's a cross between rye and barley, and they use it more than they use the other three in most processed foods because it has more gluten in it to be processed. Because gluten is not just for eating. Gluten can be extracted and concentrated and used as a binding agent in processed foods together to give them shape, or in foods to add protein or texture, or in cosmetics to add texture and flavor. Yeah, it's in everything. So what does processed gluten do to your body? Well, humans have digestive enzymes called protease, and those help you break down proteins, but they can't completely break down this processed gluten. So that stuff passes right to your small intestine and it remains undigested in your gut. So that's what causes people to have issues. Most people can handle this undigested gluten with almost no side effects, no problems whatsoever. But in some people, and it seems to be increasing, gluten can trigger a severe autoimmune response science has decided to call celiac disease, or other unpleasant symptoms. Some people who don't have celiac disease still seem to feel sick after eating foods that contained processed gluten. So they may experience bloating, diarrhea, headaches, and skin rashes. This could be a reaction to poorly digested processed carbohydrates and not just the processed gluten. But I think it is important to note here, if you'll notice, that everything that we're talking about that people are having a negative reaction to, it's not natural gluten, it's processed gluten, which is what we mostly come in contact with. Natural gluten, almost never. Processed gluten, yeah, in everything. These processed carbs, people call FODMAPs, F-O-D-M-A-P-S, which stands for fermentable oligosaccharides, disaccharides, monosaccharides, and polyols, which are short-chain carbohydrate sugars that the small intestine absorbs very poorly. Some people experience digestive distress after eating them because they ferment in your gut, just like we just talked about. So you see, it's not true gluten that is the issue. It's actually about eating foods that are not actually food anymore. That is the problem. Many people who adopt a gluten-free diet still eat processed foods and find they continue to have weight gain issues, blood sugar swings, and other health issues. So it's not the gluten in the food that is the problem. It's the processed gluten that causes their health issues, and the processed sodium, processed sugar, other additives, and processed products that for some reason we continue to classify as food, but there's no nutritional value to them whatsoever other than calories. Yeah, because of these negative effects of eating processed foods, there's a lot of confusion about gluten being bad. Gluten isn't inherently bad for most people. We as humans have consumed gluten for as long as people have been making bread, folks. For centuries, plant-based foods with gluten have been providing people with protein-soluble fiber and nutrients. So yeah, it's processed junk that's bad. Not necessarily gluten, but processed gluten. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thanks so much for watching. This has been another BMO Fit video, and go ahead and give it a thumbs up and subscribe to BMO Creative, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks. Bye.